Hey everyone, Matt here from the Twin Peaks Fest 2015. I'm tired, but we're going to try to recap everything that happened. Today I've got with me
Melanie.
Also Matt, which has been my nickname for the
Also Matt.
whole event.
And Will.
And Caitlin's here too, but she's in the bedroom. I think she's tired. So
she's sleeping in the other room.
yeah. So
Or she hates us, which is
maybe
entirely
she hates
plausible.
us because we've been living together for the past 4 days. So
Yes.
it's bound to happen that one of us will hate each other.
Yes.
So let's recap this fest. Thursday night was the unofficial meet and greet at the Roadhouse. Let's talk about that. What happened?
I wasn't here for that because I was still back home.
All right, you can stay quiet for the moment.
Well, it was held outside of the Roadhouse in the backyard.
We had a barbecue and such.
They are, yeah. That's what we did last year too.
Yeah, we got there. We met a few people.
Caitlin got there that night.
Yeah,
Yep.
she did.
Yeah,
Saw
and that was
Caitlin
exciting for the first time.
in person
we got to
for the first
meet
time.
her. Yeah,
Yep.
that was great.
But we met a Gary there
Mm-hmm.
and Steph and Mike. I think we met. They were like some of the first people we met.
You met some other podcasting people as well.
Scott Ryan from the Red Room podcast.
You met Peter Dom from
Welcome to Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
And Brad Dukes was there.
Yeah, we had met him last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this time I actually knew who I was.
Yeah, that's right.
Because
That's
of
right.
10 commentaries with him.
I find that's a little bit of the tough part when you get to the fest is you don't, you know these people, you don't really know them, but it's still fine. Everybody's very nice and they're always very talkative and.
Mm-hmm.
At least you have a common ground.
That's
You
right.
have something to start with.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep. So all that really happened there is just get to know you kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I had my first Twin Peaks debate.
Oh yes, how'd that go?
I think I won.
What was it about?
Describe how it went.
There was an older gentleman who I don't think I saw the rest of the festival,
Me neither. Yeah.
but he tried to tell
He
me.
quit. He quit after.
Yeah,
You defeated him.
He went away. He tried to say that Laura Palmer was the quintessential American girl, and it was like the story of the American girl, and I don't agree.
Was he American?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
He was from Hawaii. That counts.
Yeah, he
Oh.
was. But I wasn't going to single him out in case he ever listened to this.
Oh.
We can cut
Oops.
that out.
He won't.
Well,
listen to
he
this.
won't. But
might.
I just,
What's a podcast?
yeah. Well, I just feel like, there are girls the world over who have been abused by their fathers.
Mm-hmm.
They're taught, if you love daddy, you'll do this. Don't tell mom; she won't understand. And then if you start to question it, there's something wrong with you. And that's just a story the world over. That's not an American thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You shut him
So you
down.
shamed him out of the fest.
well, I don't know about that.
Man, these Twin Peaks fans are
Hardcore.
yeah.
Hardcore.
But it was funny how Twin Peaks just kept coming up in conversations.
Well, yeah, it's the Twin Peaks.
I
Fest.
know, but you could be at a dinner, you could be talking about one thing, and all of a sudden it just goes back to let's talk about David Lynch.
Although you were wearing lots of shirts and hats and such for other TV shows.
Yeah, I was trying.
Yeah,
to
so it kind of started different conversations, which is
Yeah, I
kind
was
of
trying to
interesting.
provoke conversations about other television programs.
Which worked.
Yeah,
Yeah, other people wanted to talk about Deadwood and Carnival and
yeah.
and what else did you wear? What other shirts?
I
did
don't
you
know if
wear?
I don't think I wore my Wolfram and Hart Attorneys at Law shirt.
No, but you wore your Game of Thrones shirt.
We ended up
I
talking
did,
about Buffy and
we
Angel
didn't-
anyways.
Yeah, we do. Well, it always comes back around to those two
Yeah.
things. Anything else Thursday night? I mean, it was
Well, what did you
hamburgers.
guys think of the Roadhouse location? Do you remember it well from the series? You've only seen it once, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, it's unrecognizable. The
bookhouse
because it's been painted.
is
right?
there, and it's a little cracked
It looks very, ramshackle on the show. It looks like a dive, and
It's nice
in
now.
real life, it is very fancy. Not very, very fancy,
But it's
but
nice.
it's upscale, and and I guess I was looking forward to eating the meal there, like their food versus the cookout. But then later on, I got to go back, so I was happy. But at the time, I was like, hamburgers, and they were a little slow turning them out.
They were, yeah.
But overall, it was a pretty good night. It wasn't raining or anything, and
It was nice out.
yeah.
So the next day, Friday morning, was
Tell them where
sign
we
in.
spend the night.
Oh, yes. We spent the night at a cabin 30 to 40 minutes outside of quote unquote Twin Peaks.
Out of North Bend, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 3 bedrooms. It's got it's all wood and logs.
It's
and
nice. And
it's
there's
got a
mountains in the front, so like the next day when
great
we
view
woke
of
up,
the
it was like
mountains.
foggy mountains, like Twin Peaks-esque
Yeah.
mountains. It was very pretty.
Yeah.
Since Snoqualmie Pass, it's a ski cabin, but in the off season, it's just a cabin.
Very nice.
Yep.
So yeah, the sign in the next day, donuts and coffee.
Usually they hold that at the Grange Hall, which is nothing related to Twin Peaks. Despite it's just like right across from the Mount Si Motel from the movie. That's about it. But this year they had it at the Mount Si High School, which is the high school that was used in the pilot and the movie. So we got to go in there. I'm pretty sure I saw the display case for the trophies that
You couldn't
Bobby
get in,
kisses,
though?
but they wouldn't let us go down that far. But the bathrooms looked just like the bathrooms in the series.
It's true.
And yeah, it was neat to be in there. It was a much better area for all the vendors to be set up. And I bought some.
You bought a David Bowie magnet that says,
Oh man, what's it say? Hell God, baby damn no.
"Oh God, baby, damn no."
Yes, I got
Delightful.
I got a David Bowie magnet that says that now. Philip Jeffries.
Yeah, you got different bookmark and different things.
Yeah, and I bought Peaks Against Society.
No, the Cards Against Humanity Twin Peaks game. Yeah, and then
Expansion pack.
you participated in trivia, and
Oh, yeah.
while you were in trivia, Will showed up.
Yeah, I got
Will made
there
his
right in
grand
time for
in-
trivia.
Yeah, grand entrance.
Got some merchandise. I think I got a decal and a picture for the celebrities to sign.
Cool.
I kept looking for sweatshirts,
Nobody had sweatshirts.
and nobody was selling
Nobody
sweatshirts.
had hoodies.
No sweatshirts, hoodies, pullovers, anything fleece, flannel, warm. Nothing. It was all t-shirts. The whole trip.
Maybe that's
Whenever-
a special request for
So
next
yeah,
time.
I mean,
Although maybe
given the-
online, like.
Well,
maybe
yeah,
have
but
something.
here,
But I
like-
know you want
I
a
mean-
souvenir.
yeah, you want a souvenir, Twin Peaks or festival related, and even like at the Roadhouse or just like everywhere that they sold a shirt, it was t-shirts. It was never anything more than that, which is, I don't know, it was just disappointing. But,
Oh.
um,
Well, what'd you guys think of the coffee and donuts? The donuts were big.
They're almost too big.
They looked.
But I'm
Huge, yeah.
It might be because I'm Canadian and I'm used to small donuts.
Oh,
We're used to Timbits.
we're fatties here in the States.
Yeah, I'm used to Timbits at Tim Hortons.
I like that we were at the high school.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
one
it was
thing
nice.
that was obviously with the increase in numbers, they had to find larger venues, and that motivated them to go to the high school. But I mean, it was more appropriate to be at the high school.
It was better than the Grange Hall, which
Yeah.
we went to the next day for the bus tours and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I entered the trivia contest. There was, what was it, 3 levels of questions?
Like
Or was it
3
4?
levels of difficulty, no,
Yeah,
just 3.
Yeah,
Yeah, I made it through the 2nd level and into the 3rd, and I lost in the 3rd level. But
There's this 15-year-old kid that's like super whiz Twin Peaks knowledge.
I know, he wasn't even born yet when it came out, and he's like
And he's like, he knows
kicking
everything.
everyone's ass. He won last year too.
I don't think they'll let him win for too many.
I think if you win 3 years in a row, they retire you.
they kind of have to.
Yeah.
yeah. He'll be a judge. Can we talk about how long the trivia contest lasted? Because we didn't actually see the end of it because it went on too long.
Yeah, the end was like a Jeopardy round.
They should allow teams.
After about 30 minutes of trivia or 40 minutes of trivia, they narrowed it down to 3 people, and then there was like at least another 40 minutes had to be tacked on top of that.
And we had to go at that
And we had to
point.
go at that point. Because I was getting a little crazy.
Yeah, we had to go eat.
I got to show off a little bit though, because one of my questions, the hardest question I got was, what does Wyndham Earl leave Cooper on his pillow in his room?
A mint
Not a mint.
on his pillow.
I'm sure like they would have just accepted a tape recorder or a mask, but I was like, a tape recorder under a death mask.
And then you dropped the mic.
And then I dropped the mic.
And then just strutted out of the room.
Yeah. But yeah, the level 3 questions were very hard. The one I was asked, I lost, but I did know some of the ones.
Do you
other
remember
people
what it
were like.
was?
I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember either. They were filming the whole thing, so it might show up at some point.
Yeah. And then
But team trivia would be cool.
It would.
Because it would allow people who are here as Twin Peaks allies to
The
participate.
only problem is if they put Spencer on one of their teams, then they're going to obviously win because he
Well,
knows a lot.
I mean, then, you know, if you come back and you've gotten to a certain tier, maybe you should be your own team, or only one team can have that level person, and if you win twice in a row, then you're a judge. I mean, it's all for fun.
Yeah, I know.
But it would be a more fun experience to be in a team with
Yeah,
people.
but you get to win that ticket. That's the thing that people go for, I
I
think.
guess.
So what happened Friday night? Was that the celebrity banquet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anything happen Friday during the day? No, it
Yeah, we
didn't.
went to eat lunch at Tweeds. And
Oh, right.
Oh,
Kendra
yeah.
Robertson was there.
Yeah, she was.
Right. Yeah.
And there was those 2 girls there that didn't even know the Twin Peaks Fest was going
that
on.
was insane.
Tell them about that.
There was 2 girls dressed up as a double R waitress and Party Time Leo.
Which was
and-
pretty awesome.
I was walking by them and they stopped me and they're like, "Excuse me, what are you here for? What's going on? I see your name tag there." And I'm like, "Well, the Twin Peaks Fest." And they're like, "What's a Twin Peaks Fest?" And I was like, "How can you be here dressed in costumes and not know what the Twin Peaks Fest is?" And they're like, so they were just here coincidentally
Which was
being
amazing.
nerds. And yeah, they had no idea this was going on. I was like, "Lucy's right over there," and they're like, "What?"
Yeah, it was pretty
And
awesome.
they freaked out and they like spied her and stuff. But yeah, that was kind of a weird coincidence. What do you
Yeah.
guys think of the interior of Tweeds?
It's a pretty typical diner, I would say.
You'd been there before, Will.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
there last year for breakfast.
All the memorabilia at the back. It's kind of neat. What did you think of the food?
It was
Just okay.
It was
good.
the food was fine, but it was just it was way overpriced. You don't charge $11 for a BLT.
Yeah.
No.
What? That's crazy.
Maybe like $8 or $9.
And what did you pay for your hamburger? Like
It's 14.
$14 for a hamburger?
Seems
But it's
like-
got blue cheese on it
yeah,
and bacon.
Yeah, it seems like all the food here is a little overpriced, but maybe because I don't eat out that much. Yeah, it just seems like everything was overpriced a little bit.
Well, I just think for a diner,
They
it should
raised
be a
their
little
prices for Twin
cheaper.
Peaks Fest.
No, they don't.
That's-
Yeah, I like it doesn't look anything like the double R inside. The outside's the same iconic place, but they're gonna remodel it for the new series soon. I wish that had already been done by the time we got here.
That would have been
but-
nice, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Friday night, the celebrity banquet.
And that was at the country club.
It's Snoqualmie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the golf
Yeah,
club.
And my goodness,
Golf.
there's like some awfully fancy houses there.
And
It's very
the view
fancy.
is
The view
amazing
is
there. It's so
beautiful.
like the banquet last year. I can't remember where it was held, but it was like a gymnasium, and there was no
warm.
air conditioning.
It was very warm that night.
The sound was bad. Yeah. But yeah, they had a red room set up like they usually do, except this year they had. Apparently, it was the actual chair that Coop sat in.
Oh, really? The actual one?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Except I seem to remember that chair being leather, but this one wasn't.
Maybe it was reupholstered.
Maybe it was reupholstered. Yeah. I'm gonna have to look at the episode and see.
Should have asked Josh. He would have known.
Well,
Could've
I mean,
told
they
you.
said it was. So.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I like the sign of the One-Eyed Jack sign.
Oh right.
Yeah,
that's the one I jacked.
what's
Yeah,
his name
that
there that
couple
made
made-
that? Was
There's-
his name Richard or
I
something?
think so. There's a couple that
Yeah.
made that sign. They also
Yeah.
made a Welcome to Twin Peaks sign.
And they did a really good job on it. It
Mm-hmm.
looks real good. Yeah, but I think they've been using it for the past 5 fests.
Something like that.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
But the celebrities that were here this year were Jan Darcy. She was kind of a surprise appearance. She's Mrs. Horn.
Kimmy Robertson.
Lucy.
The kid in the mask there, what was his name again?
Johnny Lapel.
Johnny Lapel,
played
yeah.
Pierre Tremont in the movie.
He's a baseball player now or something, or he was. Baseball.
Catherine Coulson, the log lady.
Margaret.
Margaret
Lanterman.
Don't know why you always have to call her the log lady. Her name is Margaret.
Charlotte Stewart, Betty Briggs, and the two...
Ronette.
Oh, yeah, Ronette. What was her name? Phoebe Augustine. And the two people who've never been here before was Gary Hirschberger, who played Mike Nelson, and Ian Buchanan, who played Dick Tremaine. So they'd never been here before. This was their first time, so I was excited to see them.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Then we ate. What did you guys think of the food?
The food was really
Yeah,
good.
I thought the food was really good. There wasn't, in fact, there were...
The salty potatoes.
Okay, yeah, the potatoes were a little undercooked and a little too salty, but
they were still
good. I still ate all of them.
Yeah.
I heard complaints from the vegans. Well, one vegan, she said that the food was a little bit under seasoned, but
Bland.
Yeah, it probably could have
the
been.
polenta I think was a little bit.
Yeah, the polenta had no taste.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, it was edible, of course, but it had no taste. And there were green beans and carrots and the salty potatoes and...
Well, the vegetables were good.
Yeah. I mean, and then there was a salad.
And
like a
the
mixed
steak
green
was
salad.
good, I thought.
Steak was actually very
Really
good. It was
good, yeah.
probably better than the steak I had at the Roadhouse that I paid a lot of money for. So, and it was chicken as well.
I thought the chicken was a bit dry though, but the steak was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the desserts were great.
Ooh, the desserts were
Oh,
really
yeah, the
good.
chocolate mousse thing was...
Yeah.
Well, I never got the chocolate mousse because they ran out right before I got there. Actually, the guy in front of me...
Because you were standing in line for drinks.
I
Which was another one of your complaints.
Yeah, I was standing in line for dessert, and the guy in front of me grabbed the last 2 chocolate.
2?
2?
Yes, he grabbed.
What a hog.
I'm sure he got one for somebody else, but he
Yeah,
still
yeah.
grabbed 2, and I got 0. But I didn't really need it anyway. But I guess my other complaint was that there was a separate line for drinks, and it kind of sucked having to wait 20 minutes to get a drink when all my friends were having conversations and I couldn't participate with them because I was in the line.
So what would you rather?
I would rather either somebody takes your drink order ahead of time, and like when you sign up for the festival, you say, "Oh, I'm gonna have wine that night, therefore add this to my tab, and I'm gonna have that."
But that might be a problem because remember we were talking about that for today where they had the box lunches and some people didn't pick up their box lunches, so that could be
Well, then it's just
a different problem, right?
Well, I mean, nothing's
There's
really
gotta
going to
be,
be a
like,
perfect
a thing, I
solution.
guess.
Well, then you have waiters. I mean, you have people come to your
Just
table.
take your order.
They take your order, and then your drink comes to your table. And in the meantime, you don't have to be in line waiting for the bartenders to make your drink. You can be with your group, and then the drink just shows up at your table. I mean, I don't think you should have a huge line for drinks. And then you have another line for, like, I'm also eyeballing the buffet line. Like, I don't want to miss my chance to get the food.
Too many lineups for
Too many
things.
lines to be in things, and that's not fun to be waiting for stuff.
Yeah, all night.
Yeah, that's why they
Basically.
need a team of waiters to take
Yeah.
your drink. Or you write your drink order on a piece of paper, and when they're free, they can come pick it up. I don't know.
Because they pass by people's tables anyways to come and
Yeah.
get plates and stuff.
So something
Yeah.
like that would just be better.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought the food was really good, and I liked the venue.
The only bad thing about the venue was that it was dark for photos.
Yes, that also
Yeah.
was too
Well,
bad.
before photos, they did the Q&A.
And that was a bit funny.
I don't remember much from the Q&A.
Well,
besides, they all had nothing to say about season 3 because they all signed it.
Well, and that's what a lot of people were asking about, and they just kept like just kind of stopping them right there and being like, "We can't say anything."
They should probably have screened the questions because don't waste your time and your question
Yeah.
on something they're not going to answer.
But it was also a lot of like, "What do you remember about doing this?" And it was 25 years ago.
Do you have any anecdotes about working with this person? I just
Nope.
wanted to scream when somebody asks a question like that.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't have anything to say, really. They don't remember.
So if we could have all asked a question, what would we have asked?
Well, remember we were talking about this, basically do the James Lipton thing. What's your favorite curse word?
If heaven was real, what would you say when? What would you want
arrive at
God to say when you arrived at the pearly gates or something?
Yes. That would have been interesting.
All I remember really is that Kimmy Robertson's pretty funny,
She was funny, but she was also very like, whatever, I don't want to answer this question.
Yeah.
So basically,
which made it funny.
basically, fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off to all your questions.
But yeah, after that, then they did the signings. We got everybody except for Ronette and
We didn't get Johnny. We didn't
and
do
Pierre
Charlotte and
Tremont.
Kimmy because we did them last year.
yeah.
But we did
Everyone
Ian
else.
Buchanan and Mike.
You compared your socks to his socks to your dress.
Yeah, my dress had the same colors in it as his delightful socks. Oh my God, he was adorable though. His smile is so shiny.
I think my favorite one was Ed and Nadine took their photos.
Oh,
with,
that was
Mike.
adorable. That was
Yeah, there was a-
completely adorable.
There was a couple dressed as Ed and Nadine.
And he had like a curly wig, like a big curly Ed wig. It
He had
was
the rag in
hilarious.
his pocket and stuff.
Yeah, and she was dressed up as like high school Nadine, and when she went to hug Mike, she was just like really like hugging him like right into him. It was so adorable.
I got a picture of it.
Yeah.
Anything else for that night?
They had a dance after that we
skipped.
didn't stick around for because it was getting already quite late by the time it was.
And
we didn't even stick around for the costumes.
No, we didn't.
Because it was already
No.
getting late and we had to drive 40 minutes back.
I mean,
So
I guess part of the issue when you expand how many people can come to the festival, the timing of everything just takes longer. The trivia contest takes longer. The signings take longer. And it was running very, very late, and since we had a cabin so far away, we just couldn't justify staying any later, and
yeah.
they probably should have cut the signings off earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did you get to sign your stuff, Will?
Gary and Ian and Charlotte.
You did Charlotte. Did you not get to do her last year?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Phrasing.
Last year.
What?
Nothing.
Shut up!
Yeah.
I should smash this wine bottle over here.
We should point out that before we recorded this, we were drinking Kyle McLaughlin's wine. Well,
Pursued by Bear.
we not his wine. I mean, it's our wine. We purchased,
We purchased it.
He
but-
made it.
We didn't steal wine from
We
him.
stole his wine.
Yes.
But this is part of his company, I guess. Or
Yeah, it's like a company that he
winery.
runs with another guy.
Yeah,
it's Dunham McLaughlin produced and bottled by Dunham McLaughlin in Walla Walla, Washington.
Yeah, Pursued by Bear 2010 Cab Sauvignon,
Yeah.
Columbia
It
Valley.
was pretty delicious.
It was good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
liked it. Yeah, good stuff. We're all
Very expensive.
we're all mellowed out by this wine right now.
So yeah, the next day, Saturday morning was the bus tour. We got the earliest bus tour, and our tour guides.
And maybe we regretted that a little bit.
I didn't.
No, I did
we
not
didn't.
at all. No.
I regretted it a little bit at the time because I was like, oh, we stayed up late the night before, but it was fine.
Well, we got our
Once
tour.
we did the tour, it was
Our tour
fine.
guides were Josh, who's like an expert in Twin Peaks, everything, and Brad Dukes, who wrote a book on
yeah.
it. So I mean, we got the two most knowledgeable people basically.
It was
And
good.
apparently I don't know if we actually were, but I heard that we might have been the only people who got to go inside the sheriff's station out of the 3 tours.
Which was good.
Yeah. So Mel and I have been on the tour before.
And so has Will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So what did you think of the tour?
I thought the tour was great. I was super happy to go inside with what was the sheriff's station, and looks just like the window where Lucy sits is. I mean, it looks just like it in person, and the entrance looks exactly like the show, and it's a rally school now, which is really cool. And I was taking photos of all the rally cars inside and the rally suits and
Simulators and
yeah, the Xbox simulators and all that fun stuff, and they were really friendly to let us in there, and that was a really great experience. And I wanted to single out, I think his name was John Evans. He had bearded guy. He glasses. I think he's Canadian. He
Oh, the staff member.
And he
he was
wore
really good.
and he wore a kilt for the dinner. I remember. He was around all festival and was really solid. And I think he should do tours next time.
He was very, very even and very nice the whole time. Like, he was always smiling and very helpful.
Yeah.
I thought he was a good team member.
Yeah, he was
to
great.
help them out. Yeah.
And what else happened on the tour?
Yeah, we forgot about our little trip to the bridge Friday.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go back to that.
Yeah, that's something we did on our own. Yeah, explain that.
Well, we decided to take a trip out to Renette's Bridge on our own. We, how did we get there? We went through the dog park.
The dog park meets up with a walking path, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
But the trail was closed off, so we had to kind of improvise a little bit to get onto the actual bridge.
They had to balance across a beam and then jump a fence to get onto the bridge, basically. And Mel was a nervous wreck.
I hate heights, so I had to get some help to cross.
You did it though.
Cross the beam. I did it, and then I had to climb the fence, which I didn't want to do, but I did it anyways.
But it was all for naught because
my feet are giant and I trip
We were
over
a
my
couple of
feet.
scofflaws.
yeah,
That's right.
But it was all for naught because we could have just went up the stairs on the other side.
Yeah, the next day. But
Whatevs, man. But it was fun. It was an
fun.
adventure.
Yeah, it was not only was it an adventure, but it was just nice going kind of by ourselves and without the tour group. So it was quiet and secluded, and there were a couple other fans who were already there. Angela and Angel, right?
Yes.
Were their names?
Yeah, Angela and Angel.
And they were
yes.
they were sitting on the bridge.
I don't think I saw them around for the rest
After
of the
that?
fest. No.
I think they just kind of do their own thing.
Yeah,
They do.
I think
Yeah.
they've been here enough times that they just do whatever they feel like.
But I hope they don't buy tickets for
Lots
buying
of people,
tickets for
lots
not
of people buy
participating.
tickets and then don't do half the stuff.
But that's kind of, you should let people that actually do the stuff buy the tickets, you'd think.
Yeah.
I guess because it's a limited number, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, back to the bus tour.
that was a real special experience getting to go to the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bus tour started with, where did it go first?
It went to...
The overlook.
Yeah, well, we drove around a little bit. They showed us where the church was in that one random deleted scene.
Yeah.
They showed us where the Briggs house was.
Well, we went,
But we couldn't really see it because it's all fenced in.
yeah. There's a DeLorean parked across the way.
Facing the Briggs house, yeah. There was a lot of cars parked in that yard. It was kind of scary.
Yeah. The tour went by Big Ed's gas farm and Nadine's house.
It was pouring rain that day, too.
Yeah,
Pouring.
that's another thing, is when we woke up, the day previous it was sunny and clear, and the day of the tour it had been raining a little
And
bit.
it hadn't rained for 5 months here.
It hadn't rained for 5 months before that, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So we lucked out in a way because it was really pretty. The mountains were all foggy.
yeah, it just looked like Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
like
it
last
was
year
really nice.
we didn't get that. It was
No,
too sunny.
that was your complaint about last year.
Yeah.
The weather. It was very nice, but it wasn't
Yeah.
Twin Peaks.
This year we got the mist in the mountains
Yeah.
and stuff, and that was great.
Yeah.
I'm too tired to remember all the places that we went on the
Well,
tour.
we went to the regular places. We went to Ronette's Bridge. We went to the Salish.
Yeah, the falls. What'd you guys think of the falls?
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
We never did go to the bottom of the falls, though.
No.
Something we should have done.
Or have gone at night. Well, if we come back,
if we come back, we'll go again, yeah.
25 years.
In 25 years from now.
The what do you call it? Lumber mill. Pieces of it are still there, but it's mostly fallen down.
Still really cool,
Which is
though.
in the same property as the Raleigh School.
I'm kind of hoping that they include that in the new storyline where, Twin Peaks, the industry's changed and, the lumber mill has been abandoned, things have moved on,
It's gonna have some sort of
It's
industry.
going to have to have some sort of, they're going to have some sort of something there explaining that.
Tech industry.
I was gonna say
they move.
.com. It'll be
It'll be .coms, yeah.
something.
It should be interesting what they do with this anyways.
And we also went to the bend in the road from the credits where the
Sparkling
sign
21.
is. No,
No.
where the sign is in the credits, the Twin Peaks
Oh
sign.
yes, the Welcome to Twin Peaks.
Yeah, we're all posed there. I'm sure there's other stuff on the tour, but I can't remember right now. What else did we do that day after
We
the
went
tour?
on our own little jaunt. Was that when we went to the railroad tracks, or was that the next day?
I think it was
the
that day.
Same day, yeah.
Railroad
Yeah, we
track.
did some more. Remember we went to Snoqualmie and
Oh, right, yeah.
went down this path where they had like rusted out train cars.
Train graveyard.
But we went to the milk barn before that, didn't we? Was that the milk barn?
Dairy free.
The
Dairy
dairy
freeze.
freeze. That's
Oh
right.
well, we went after the tour. We were at the Grange. Is that what it's called?
Mhm.
For quite a while, watching the fan films.
Yeah,
The
we
film
went
contest.
across the street to the Mount Si Motel from the movie Scuzzy Hotel. Went there for a sec.
What a dump.
Yeah,
You can rent by hourly.
You pay hourly.
You pay hourly for your room. Sexy.
Nobody speaks from experience.
And
You don't ever want to touch me again.
and
What did you think of the films? Anyone watch any of them?
some of them were okay, but I don't know.
A
Yeah,
lot of
some-
them were kind of pale imitations of David Lynch.
Yeah.
Tried too
Well,
hard.
yeah, but that was the point of the contest, though.
I know,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
Yeah.
it's I don't know. I guess it's probably. I don't know what kind of caliber you can expect when it's a contest.
I
like
guess
that.
tonally they're all sort of the same. So after you watch like 2 or 3, it's like, oh, here's another one that's
My
just like the others.
problem with the way that they were showing the films was that it was in a room where people weren't really watching the films. They were all chatting. Some of them were playing the board game, like they had set up the Twin Peaks board game, so some of them were doing that. They had vendors in that room. It was bright. So I didn't think it was the proper environment to actually watch a short film. I thought it
Yeah.
should have been in a darkened, quiet room where people could have actually taken the film in, and then you could have maybe gotten into it a bit more. I couldn't get into them.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Our friend Gary, who we met on this trip, submitted a film that
And I
I,
did-
actually thought was the best one
Yeah.
of any of them.
Yeah.
I like the housewife one.
Yeah, I only caught the end of it because like I said, I couldn't really pay attention to them because it was just a bad environment to watch films in.
I gotta give a shout out to Glenn from the staff at the fest for all his audio visual work
Yeah.
that he does.
Yeah, that's a hard job.
Yeah, it is. It's a
he's
lot of work.
responsible for everything.
Yeah.
He does a Twin Peaks Fest podcast occasionally, so check that out.
But after the films, we went to the Dairy Freeze.
Yes.
Yep.
And wasn't David Lynch spotted there or something?
A week or two previously,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a picture of him there.
Yeah.
I had a malted.
It was delicious.
I had a chocolate malt and fries.
Yeah. I ate some of Gary's chicken strips. They were delicious.
I also had a chicken strip.
You probably gave him your plague.
I might have.
Really getting into the nitty gritty of
Like
of the day.
details, like I also ate a cheeseburger.
Yes, I also had a chicken strip and
I had a
barbecue
corn
sauce.
dog.
Was it delicious,
was
Will?
great.
I had
Yeah.
a peanut butter shake.
It was good.
Nice.
I had a Dr. Pepper. It was so good.
Did you have a Dr. Pepper or Mr. Pibb?
It was I asked for a Mr. Pibb, and they said, "Oh, we have Dr. Pepper though." So
Ooh, fancy.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
But yeah, we went to the train car after. Oh yeah, and we talked to that kid on the bike that was imitating the Thomas train whistle.
Yeah, there was
That was
a.
pretty delightful. He was like a teenager.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't want to talk about it. At the risk of being offensive.
he was the Johnny Horn of
the town.
I thought he was
Yeah.
doing some kind,
He was kind of adorable.
presentation at first. I didn't know what was going
Thought
on.
he was presenting his train
Sometimes
whistle.
I don't know if
He
we're
was
being,
doing a performance.
taken advantage of. Like, is this an act or?
Yeah.
He was kind of adorable.
Oh,
in a
he
way,
was,
though, because
yeah.
he was kind of
He was
like, oh
very
yeah,
sweet."
check out my train whistle, doot doot. I was like, all right.
And
And then he was like, I'm just waiting for the train, guys. I was like,
no,
okay.
he didn't say train. He said he was waiting for
Oh.
Thomas.
Oh, Thomas,
He
yes.
chases Thomas.
It was so adorable.
Yeah.
But besides the train graveyard there was also the giant log from the credits.
Yes, that's right.
Gazebo from the deleted scenes.
Gazebo.
And a building that, like, you see a picture of one time when Cooper's deciding to, like, if he wants to buy property
That's
in
right.
Twin Peaks. Then we went to the Roadhouse for supper, right?
Well, before that, we went to a couple more tourist spots.
Did we?
Locations. We
Yeah,
went to the
Steiner.
we went back to the church.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's when we went to the Briggs house.
Right. We tried to
And-
go to the Briggs house, but
And then is it Hap's Diner, which is now the Fall City
bistro.
Bistro.
It's
They have very
very
fancy
fancy.
food, but no customers,
Oh,
Which is sad.
which was sad.
Very sad.
The food sounded delicious, but I don't know. It sounded very fancy for that area. It doesn't, like, just from us touring that neighborhood where the Briggs house is,
kinda
I got
scary.
that kind of the idea that the people living there aren't maybe very fancy, but they're just very, you know.
There were people hanging out around the gas station and some other
Oh,
buildings.
yes, we got accosted by the locals, and they were kind of making fun of us.
Yeah, there were just some people like loitering who it didn't seem like they had the money to go to the Fall City Bistro
No.
and spend $30 on a meal.
Yeah, so it didn't seem like a good location
It
for
didn't,
that.
it didn't seem quite right
Yeah, it's not
for the
a-
area, and also that building was a little removed from the rest of that intersection.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd.
But it's Hap's Diner, which is the place where Sam and Chet go in the movie. That counter is still there from the shot. Then we went to the Roadhouse.
Yeah.
And we had some good food. Well, some of us did. Some of us thought it was just okay. Depends on what you ordered, I guess. But while we were there,
Caitlin looked like she had a really good mushroom risotto. It was
Yeah.
delicious.
She enjoyed her risotto. You
Yeah.
enjoyed your lemonade. I had a Manhattan that I liked.
I didn't. My seafood chowder was okay, but it was the dregs of the pot, and they should have gave me more, and they didn't. So
But while we were there, the celebrities started coming in and going into
we
the
waved to
private room.
We waved to Ian Buchanan.
Yeah, through the
He
window.
waved back.
He waved
It was
back. He
adorable.
flashed his smile.
He flashed his
melted.
delightful smile. You melted.
I melted.
So did I.
Like a schoolgirl.
Yeah.
And
Fanning myself.
Oh my!
I declare.
I do declare.
and then after that, it was time for movie night. So we went to the.
Oh my goodness! That 2.5 hours of
There was odds and ends
2.5 hours
before
of
the
odds and
actual
ends.
film.
I didn't think that was really necessary.
Some of them were
No.
good. Some of them were eh.
It was too much, and that seat was uncomfortable, and
Oh, the seats are very uncomfortable. It's a little, and it was a little bit long. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, they had the movie as a surprise.
They wouldn't tell anyone what the actual movie was.
Yeah, but it was Fire Walk with Me, which was the same that they played last year. So we decided to not stick around
Yeah,
because
but we did stick around for the shorts and the odds and ends and
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
yeah. And some of them were interesting, but it was a bit long. I didn't think they needed to put
They
all
played
those
the
things
3
in there.
finalists for the film contest.
That was interesting too. Yeah,
I really liked the winner. It was very
Yeah.
creepy.
yeah, it was creepy.
it was, as you said, it was just too much and too
A
long,
lot,
and
yeah.
and I thought it was. I just didn't like that they wouldn't reveal what the movie was because. We're trying to make plans as a group of how are we going to spend our time this vacation, and they don't give us all the information. And then it turns out, yeah, it's the movie that we've all seen, and some of us don't want to see, and some of you guys just saw it in that venue last year. It's like if we had known, maybe we could have planned better.
I think the reason that they did that, from what I heard though, was because they wanted to play the missing pieces and they were trying to get the rights for it.
Till the last
Till the
moment.
last, I don't know till the last moment, but anyways, they wanted to get the rights for it and they didn't. So
But while we were there, they played my little short Dick Tremaine Swing YouTube
Tremaine
video
Swing.
that I did.
it's the new thing.
So
And I had that in my head for the next day.
Ian
And a
Buchanan
half.
was submitted to that. I wasn't close enough to see his reaction, but
But everybody kept talking about how funny it was afterwards. They all enjoyed it, so that's
well, that's
good.
good.
People laughed.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yes, it was. It was
And
delightful.
I was super enthused by the reaction of the audience. That
Yeah, they
they
laughed.
really enjoyed it.
They laughed in the
Yeah.
right spots.
Yep.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
Get rid of that thing.
Hates chicks who cling. And that's the end of that night, I guess.
Yeah, we didn't stay for the movie.
And then Sunday morning was the picnic, and it rained a lot at the first. At the first.
Oh my
At
god,
the
did it
beginning,
ever? Yeah.
Mhm.
was soaking. Everybody was soaking, and even the food was. We had to move the food out of the rain because water wasn't dripping on it.
Yeah.
But that forced us
Wet
to all huddle
tomatoes.
under some umbrellas and little shelters. I had to huddle with Ian Buchanan for a sec.
You
so I
had
got
to snuggle with
Oh.
them.
I got to talk to him a little bit.
Did his smile warm you?
Yeah,
Yeah, warm the cockles of your heart.
yeah. So I think he
Yeah,
seemed to
Glenn
enjoy the
introduced.
thing.
No, not Glenn. Rob introduced you to.
Rob, the festival organizer.
That's right. Introduced you to
Made
Ian.
sure I was introduced to Ian Buchanan.
Yeah, and
This
he
is
was
the
like,
dude that
"Oh."
did that music video. So I don't know what he thinks of me.
Whatever. I don't think he cares either way. It's just whatever. All right, that's an interesting.
Use of
interesting
your
thing.
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's probably like your dad when your dad sees your videos. He's like, those kids have too much time on their hands.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I think you're an actor,
You see that kind of stuff all the time.
you see you probably did that kind of thing. That's what got you into art to begin with. How can you judge somebody else's creative work
Yeah.
or parody, even if it's a parody or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of the park? That's mostly Fire Walk With Me scenes were filmed there. Actually, entirely.
was
Nothing
nice.
from the series was filmed there.
I like that park. It's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
There's a little river and
It's
stuff.
Very pretty. Yeah.
The little trail was nice that we went on.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's very
there's
green and lush.
filming
There's
locations
mossy trees and big,
all over.
large trees everywhere. It's very pretty.
Yep. This year we actually got to go in the Deer Meadow Sheriff's Station, which is a person's private residence. and they
Yeah,
just let,
we felt kind of bad because we were like traipsing
let a
through with our
couple-
muddy, wet shoes.
like over 100 people.
Yeah, like
Just
in
walk
5
through the
different
house.
groups.
Yeah.
5 different groups went through that house, and they were like going into this like little nursery bedroom.
Which was Sheriff Cable's office.
But the
in movie.
lady that owns the house, basically, Josh was like, sorry, I don't want to step on your carpet, because he was doing the tour. He's like, sorry, I'm trying not to step on your carpet. She's like, who cares? I have little kids. This house has never been so clean. What are you talking about? So it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Harrison once said that the Wi-Fi name is
Oh,
Deer
yeah.
Meadow Sheriff Station.
Yeah. So
It
they're
was,
embracing it.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
She had a big smile on her face the whole time.
Yeah, she was
I
very
thought she was
nice.
very amused by it all
Yeah.
and just very friendly.
Yeah, which was good.
Yeah.
It's good because, some of the places that they try to bring us on tours, some people don't want us to be there, which I guess I can understand, but it's nice when people do want people to be there and they want them to enjoy the location. So we really appreciate the people that let us do that.
Yep. So yeah, Josh gave a little tour of all different locations in the woods and stuff. There's the Tibetan rock throw.
Oh my God, the arm on what's his name?
Johnny Lapel.
Johnny Lapel,
Pierre
holy
Tremont.
jumpins'.
Former baseball.
Oh yeah, holy
Former
jumpins'.
baseball
That was
player.
crazy.
Well, he had a lot of power behind his
That was
throw, but
yeah,
it
that
was,
was a
way
powerful
off.
throw. Yes, but it was still a good throw. I was impressed.
The accuracy was way off.
Yeah, but it was a good throw.
There was a caption contest and the winners were announced there, and the winners won a prize pack including some tarot cards from Claire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mispronounced her last name. He said like Lafleur or something.
Aww.
And Caitlin and I went Laffar.
Good.
Nah.
That's right.
Because Claire's a good friend of ours.
Yes.
And when they produced her artwork, we were all like, "Oh, we know that girl."
We know that lady.
So that was pretty
That
cool.
special lady.
He had really good prizes. I believe a Norwegian won the rock throw, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Which how
He ricocheted off the ground and
How
Yeah.
delightful.
went up and hit it.
Yeah.
He looked like he was so, surprised and
That he won?
embarrassed and.
It was
Aw.
a great reaction.
Yeah.
Aw, who, me?
It's a really pretty location.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's just a really pretty park, and I enjoyed the trails and the waterfall, and I'm just happy that it stopped raining after
Yeah.
the first hour.
Right. But the guy who won the Tibetan rock throw, you're supposed to say a J name before you throw. He said Jeb Bush.
He's
So
the one that did it.
Jeb Bush killed Laura Palmer this year.
I
Probably by execution style.
Probably by hunting accident.
Oh, maybe that too. Yeah.
What else happened Sunday? Anything?
After the
We came
picnic,
back
we
here.
tried to find a location to get a drink.
Oh yeah, we.
Oh, that.
And we almost got killed.
No.
We could have.
We walked into some sketchy bars.
Very,
We
very
couldn't.
sketchy.
We couldn't find a place that had both character and yet was safe.
But yeah, we were hanging out with Gary and Stephanie and Mike, who we'd met the first day.
And yeah, the first bar that we walked to was just, well, as Brad would put it, a bunch of herd hadas. And
Or as Matt would put it, bar out of Terminator.
It did
Bar
look
out of
like
Terminator
it was
2,
Bar
yeah.
out of Terminator 2.
yeah.
It was fine.
We found. a
You
place
wanted to
eventually.
stop.
I
You were
was-
like, I'm fine. Let's just have a beer, guys.
Yes, let's just drink.
Let's have a beer with these 60-year-old like day drunks.
We'll talk about our gun racks.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
On the various animals we have killed and stopped and mounted.
In the past few days.
I can fake a pretty decent conversation about football if I need to.
And yeah, that's a good
pretty
skill to have. Oh, I wish I had that skill.
Well, and then there was supposed to be karaoke and stuff that night,
But it was
got
canceled.
rained out.
Yeah,
but they
so-
still had something inside, didn't
They had
they?
a special surprise, apparently.
There's an Italian Twin Peaks fest goer who we saw all week.
He dressed up as
And
dressed
then
up as Isabella Rossellini and sang
randomly-
opera for people.
Randomly, he came out, dressed
Yeah.
in drag as
Yeah.
Isabella Rossellini.
And that was the surprise.
That was a surprise.
I saw a video of it.
I don't know how I feel about missing that. I don't know, but we ended up coming back to the cabin because we wanted to enjoy being in the cabin. We
Yeah.
hadn't really spent that much time here, so
So we had Gary and Stephanie and Mike over, and we played Cards Against Humanity.
we were amazing house guests, I must say. We put on some fancy jazz music.
I believe we were house hosts.
Oh,
not
house
the guests.
hosts. Sorry, thank you for correcting me. I'm
You're very
drunk.
welcome.
I'm drunk. That's my excuse.
All you podcast listeners out there, if you had been friendlier, maybe you would have been invited to our cabin.
That's right, jerks.
But Gary, Stephanie, and Mike were nice, so
Yeah, so
they got the invite.
That's right. That's right. This place could have been bumping. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
We had all the snacks. We have like so
Still
many
got lots of
snacks left.
snacks.
It was
Man.
well worth the 40-minute drive, I think, from
Oh,
North
yeah.
Bend
That's right.
to hang out here in the
We had a little fire going. We
In
had
the
some
mountains.
board games. We played
Alcohol.
Cards Against Humanity. Yeah, we had alcohol. That's the most important part.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then today, Monday, we woke up and we had a big drive ahead of us to the Kiana Lodge, which is 2 hours away. And that's the filming location for the exterior of the Martell/Packard House and the interior of the Great Northern from the pilot.
What'd you guys think of that? You had never been there, Will. Yeah.
No, it was great. It was, once again, nice scenery, beautiful view outside.
You got the log that Laura's body was found beside as well was there.
Oh, yeah.
And we wrapped Caitlin up in plastic and took some pictures.
Some awkward
We sure
pictures.
did.
We won't talk about that any further.
I was so Caitlin would have been Laura Palmer. I was
No wonder
Pete.
she's mad at us and went to bed. Well, she was in plastic.
Yeah.
She may have been fondled
By accident.
by accident.
She was Laura Palmer. I was Pete, trying to look away a little bit.
I was the most inappropriate CSI person.
And Will was Andy crying, and
I don't know who I was. I
guess-
was just sad.
you were either one of you was the doc and one of you was Sheriff Truman. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, it all worked out for some
But
interesting
we got a good
photos in the
photo
end.
op. And then Josh gave another tour of that whole place. What else happened there? We
We
had
went
some
and
box
ha-
lunches.
Oh goodness!
Talk about the
I got
lunches,
yelled. I
Mel.
got yelled at,
No.
but that's okay.
You didn't want your lunch
I
that you
didn't want my
prepaid
lunch,
for.
but that's okay. I mean, I can understand the whole situation. There was some people that weren't picking up their lunches, so I think there was a lot of food left over. But the box lunches were overpriced for what it was. It was just a sandwich, a little bag of chips, and a cookie.
$12.
And what kind
$12
what
for
kind
that.
of cookie, Mel?
Oatmeal raisin, the worst fucking cookie imaginable. It's like like a pale imitation of a chocolate chip cookie.
That's too soggy.
Yeah, it was probably sitting with that sandwich for a while.
That was more of a $5 lunch.
That was a
Yeah,
$5
I think it's
lunch.
a $5 lunch. I don't think it should have
$6
been.
tops. That was not a $12 lunch.
I don't know if the $12 was to cover gas to bring the lunch there. I'm not sure what that was.
It was ridiculous, and
Yeah.
I think given the environment, they could have done something a
They
little
could have
fancier.
they could have even just had finger foods laying around for people to snack on. I would have been fine with
Yeah,
that.
some
Just like,
cheese cubes.
cheese cubes,
Little
like little
fruit.
fruit, like vegetables, veggie trays or
Yeah.
something. That would have been fine.
Crudité.
Yes. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yes. That would have been fine. I would have been okay with that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
It was
with
a
that.
bit disappointing. It was
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Given the distance, it's probably not likely that it would ever be the celebrity banquet. But it's such a nice venue that it would be awesome if it was.
I know.
Because it was gorgeous.
It was really
The
nice.
grounds are gorgeous. It was right on the water. So many beautiful flowers. It was
Very pretty.
It was a very, very pretty place.
Yeah. And I heard a rumor that they're not going to be using it in season 3, which I guess makes sense. Because the interior doesn't really fit. Like, despite being used for the interior of the Great Northern in the pilot, there's not much space in there to make... Like, they had to be really
Because-
creative with shots
Yeah.
to make it look like a hotel.
And plus, Josie would be dead. Pete
And
would
most
be
of
dead.
the Martells and Packards are dead.
Yeah, Catherine.
it doesn't-
Catherine would be alive, but I mean, she's the actress is quite elderly now.
Well, it doesn't
so
mean
I'm
that
not
somebody else can't buy the Martell house and they could
That's
use
true.
that as an exterior, or and film it from a different location, and that's a different hotel.
sure. That's true. But they might want to use something different now, or I don't know,
it's a-
depending on where they want
yeah.
to take the storyline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a drive out there, though, so maybe they don't want to bother. But yeah,
But it is
I will
very
miss
pretty
that
there.
location if they don't use it.
Yeah,
In
it's
the new
very
season.
pretty.
So I guess
It's a
that's
very
it.
iconic location too. So I mean, it's hopefully it'll become a bit more a part of the fest maybe in the years to come, because I think they should incorporate it for events like you said. Just maybe the celebrity banquet or something would be nice.
Do you want to tell them about where we had dinner or the statue that Mel molested?
Mel molested a Viking, and we had dinner.
So did Caitlin. Maybe
by
not
the water in
so much though.
in a town of
What's the town called?
Paulsbo.
Paulsbo. It's like a town of Norwegians,
Yeah.
which was pretty amazing, man.
We went to a place called the Loft and had dinner on the water. Really nice dinner.
Very, very nice, yes. And yes, I got to molest a Viking. It's pretty damn great. I got to touch his sword, guys. His big old sword.
Yep. We'll leave it at that.
Swing.
So
So that was the trip.
that was the trip.
We got,
And now we're here.
And tomorrow we're going rafting.
yeah, we're gonna go water rafting on the Skagit in northern Washington.
And Will's car died.
Oh, Will's car died.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we don't know what we're gonna do about
Rest
that.
in peace. What's your car's name? Do you have a name for your
I
car?
have a name.
Well, that's probably why it stopped working.
Rest in peace.
You did.
Rest in peace. No name.
So it's the evening was kind of a downer for that reason. But
Yeah.
otherwise it was a good trip.
Yep. So what? Yeah. Overall thoughts in the fest? Good time. Worth going.
I think it's worth going once.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd. Obviously, you go again. You go because you want to see the people that you formed friendships with. But I mean, how many times can you see the same locations?
Yeah.
That seems kind of silly. I think like they could do some other activities.
They could change it up every year.
Well, they
I
did
was-
change it up this year. This year had 4 days instead of
little
3. And-
Yeah, they went to a couple new venues, which was great.
Yeah.
And they did.
But they still kept the same kind of format.
Yeah, they accounted for the numbers in terms of locations, like the venues. Like they moved from the Grange to the high school, from that other venue to the golf course.
Yeah.
But they kept the same kind of schedule, and everything took a lot longer than they thought it would. So things got stretched out.
Well, it's their first year with this
Just
extra
yeah.
amount of people, so they got time to work.
a
Yeah, they got
process.
there's a couple of kinks to work out, but overall it was pretty smooth. It was pretty well run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know next time I'll be back. Could be 10 years from now, but I might come back, I might not. I don't know. I'm sure, once the new series comes out, the bus tour will take much longer. There will be way more locations to visit. But yeah, I'm glad I went these 2 times. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I'm done for a while for sure. Like,
Mm.
I mean, I'm no social butterfly.
Yeah.
I'll admit that right now. So for me, like a fest, talking to big groups of people, like I prefer us doing this, just little group of people, just kind of chatting. I feel more comfortable with that. Big groups of people and mingling, that's not really my thing, but yeah.
I didn't find anybody to be too intimidating in their.
No, everybody was
in their-
very nice and
Yeah.
very friendly, but yeah, it's just like when you have so many people that you can choose to talk to, it gets a bit overwhelming. You
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
like-
really form a good, solid friendship with anyone.
Which group do I go toward?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
5 people on my left
It's
or
a
the
bit
5
o-
people on my right?
It's a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it might have been too because they had increased the number of people that are coming to the fest now. So it is, and I think the people that are close knit are the people that used to come here when there was only 60 people, and therefore they were able to really make good, solid friendships through that.
So that's why they come.
That's why they come every year. Yeah.
Yep. But I would suggest if you're a big Twin Peaks
Yeah,
fan, if you've
just
never
come
been
anyways.
here,
I mean,
do it at least
you'll-
once.
You'll enjoy the locations.
If it's
and
within your means.
The scenery, and it's very pretty. It's worth coming here. Like I would come here not even for the fest, just for the views.
Mm.
It's just really nice.
Yeah, you could probably come by yourself and just
Yeah.
do a self-guided
Well, that's
tour.
what Claire.
And
That's what Claire did. She
Sure.
came by before, and she kind of did her own little tour of stuff, and I think she had a good time.
But I think it is really nice to be able to speak to other
To
people
other fans,
who are
yeah,
just
that's
as
true.
excited about it as you. And,
Yep, agreed. Yeah.
And to get the guided tours and stuff, you may not be able to find everything on your own, but
Yep.
all depends on what kind of person you are, I guess.
Yep, that's true.
it's nice having somebody like Josh who really knows
His stuff.
his
yeah.
stuff, and like somebody else could say, "Oh, that's the log where such and such happened," and be like, "Oh yeah," but it's not really. But Josh knows because he gets like the call sheets and the maps and stuff. And
Yeah,
He's got all
he's
the-
good friends with a lot of the celebrities.
Yeah, he's he knows David Lynch too. Like he talks to him and stuff.
Yeah, he's worked on special features for DVDs and Blu-rays and such. And, yeah.
Yeah. So all in all, a good time. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
same to you, back at you.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it. Thanks for listening, everyone. And
See you on the flip side.
yes, and I'm not sure what the next thing I'll put out will be. Probably another commentary for the next David
Yeah,
Lynch
because they
directed
were
episode.
asking Brad and they were asking
Brad
me about
and
that.
Scott want to do another.
Yep. So this should be a good time.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.